Comedy.Club, featuring Colin Campbell, Michele van Tilborg, Sass, Dirk Bagat, Jonathan Frost, Nabu Hussein, Thomas Campbell, and the entire .Club team, featuring award-winning comedian Zoltan Kaszas. And now, here's our host for tonight, Sass. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you very much, Jeff. Thank you. Wait a minute, did I just introduce myself? I guess I did. Well, hi, I'm Jeff Sass. I'm the CMO of .Club Domains, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to the very first Comedy.Club.com. I mean, Comedy.Club. I did the same thing he did. You know, 50 Cent, remember when we did our big launch party in New York? And 50 Cent made the same mistake. But at least we got him in the club. And by the way, speaking of 50 cents, when we did our launch party in New York, we had no idea that 50 cents would be the going rate for the most registered new domain extensions. I see what you did there. I see what you did there, Jeff. We've got a great night of comedy ahead for you tonight. And really, we're doing this to get you warmed up for NamesCon tomorrow. I'm not sure what is worse, a conference at the Tropicana Hotel or a conference sitting at your dining room table in your underwear. Oh wait, NamesCon got rid of the Tropicana and they switched to Austin, just in the nick of time, actually. In fact, for many of us, that trip to Austin this year was the last trip we made before the pandemic came and COVID-19 reared its ugly head. And all of a sudden, people started registering pandemic-related domain names. Virus.club? Really? Don't worry, we made it a premium name. But seriously, folks, we're delighted to have you join us tonight for our first Comedy.Club event. And by the way, the name Comedy.Club is for sale. We're just borrowing it for tonight. You know, we tried to sell Comedy.Club to the comedian Larry David, and he could hardly curb his enthusiasm for the name. But after a while of negotiating, he decided, you know, he's too busy impersonating Bernie Sanders to play with a new domain name. So he passed on the deal. Oh well. But tonight is the real Comedy.Club, and we've got a great show for you. Our president, Michele van Tilborg, will welcome you. And of course, she's going to ask you to sign the 2021 MDF before you leave tonight. And our founder, Colin Campbell, our chairman, he will get up off his chair and he's going to reveal our top secret plans for round 2 of the GTLD. So stay tuned for that. And if that weren't enough, we actually have a bunch of real comedians with us tonight to perform for you. We've got some great comedy sketches featuring Kevin Campbell, who's actually is related to Colin, so that's for real. We also have some great sketches featuring Austen Alexander. So Austen will be with us tonight, as well as Neema Nazeri. But our featured guest is, we have 2 live comedians who will be performing live for you right here on Zoom tonight. Our opener is Jesse Egan. Jesse has been featured on Fox TV, and he was voted the funniest person in San Diego. And our headliner tonight is the incredible Zoltan Kaszas. And Zoltan has appeared on Fox TV, Sirius Radio, and he was a winner at comedy festivals from LA to San Diego to Seattle and more. And tonight, he's here to entertain you. So we're excited to have Jesse and Zoltan and all the guys with us tonight. So it's going to be a great show. Just a few quick housekeeping things before we begin. You know, as Michele mentioned earlier, you can pin the comedian to your screen when they're performing so that you see them, which is a good idea to do. You can leave yourself unmuted so the comedians can hear you laugh if you'd like, but try to avoid any extraneous talking or noise so you don't take over the screen too much while the comedians are performing. So it should be fun. So that's how we're going to roll tonight. It should be a great show ahead. And remember, one last thing, no flash photography. Don't you forget that. So let's dive right in with our first skit. So here we go. Welcome to Comedy.Club.
Rule number 1, if you're preparing to screen share for your Zoom meeting, close your browser history. Sharon, I'm on a business meeting right now. I can't talk. Go get the groceries yourself. I can't pick up the kids right now. I told you 3 times, I'm on a meeting. Rule number 2, if you're gonna take a phone call, make sure to put your mic on mute because nobody in the office is trying to hear you and your spouse argue all day. Sharon, what the hell? I'm on a business meeting. And that leads us to rule number 3. If you have some loud kids and or pets in the same room, put them in another room. Or at the very least, put your mic on mute. Billy, shut up! I'm in a goddamn meeting! Rule number 4, if you're in a general business meeting, be aware of your surroundings. Bro, I'm in a business meeting, clearly. Roommates. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you see me now? Can you hear me now? Can you see me now? This stupid technology! Ah! Rule number 5. If you know you'll be talking on this Zoom meeting, be sure, test your technology first. You don't want to be known as the office boomer. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me now? Can you see me now? Can you hear me now? Rule number 6. If you're talking on a Zoom meeting, make sure to have good lighting. Nobody likes to watch someone that looks like their dead relative talk about the budget. Today, we'll be talking about the budget. Rule number 7, take care of yourself. Even though we can't see or smell you over the internet, I can still tell when people don't shower through Zoom. And put some pants on. Last but not least, if you're gonna drink on a Zoom call, make sure, pour your drink in a mug. Keep your alcoholism to yourself. Cheers.
That was great. Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. And now, without further ado, I am going to introduce the president of .Club, Michele Van Tilborg. So take it away, Michele.
Yes. Good evening, everybody. It's great to see you all. So thank you for joining us tonight. Hopefully you'll enjoy the show. We miss seeing everybody at NamesCon and ICANN. Not ICANN meetings themselves, but you guys, the life and blood of the community, as they say, at large. I believe this might be the first ever virtual comedy club, at least hosted by a registry, right? In the spirit of Comedy Club, don't forget there's a 2-drink minimum, for real, just like a regular club. So first, a big cheers to everyone. Thank you for joining us, and hopefully you have your glass of wine or like Colin, your, what is that, a White Claw with you. On that note, Jeff is correct. I will be sending out 2021 MDFs and scheduling meetings over the next month. So I'm really looking forward to also following up with each one of you in person. No, not in person, in Zoom probably, and get a great jump start to 2021. Hopefully better than 2020. All right, thank you. And back to you, Jeff.
Thank you, Michele. That was great. And don't forget, those MDFs are very important. And you know what MDF stands for? Make dough fast, right? .Club is the way we're the profitable registry for you. So make dough fast. Speaking of making dough, it's my pleasure now to introduce our founder and chairman, Colin Campbell. Now, I mentioned before that Colin is going to reveal some top secret information about our plans for round 2. And by joining this Zoom call, if you read the fine print, you have actually signed a non-disclosure that you will not reveal any of these any of these plans, nor will you go after and apply for any of these names that Colin is about to reveal to you now. So here we are. I'm ready to introduce Colin. It's all yours.
All right, that's great. Thank you, Jeff, for that introduction. You can see my screen, right? It's sharing?
Yes.
All right, perfect. All right, so as Jeff said, it's confidential. You all know that .club's going to register for some new domain extensions. And so I'll kick it off right now, and then I'll share that with all of my friends here tonight, because I think that, I think all of you might give us some good ideas and give us some good feedback. So here we go. All right. Top round 2 picks in 2028, hopefully. Obviously, I love the name of this one, .klub, because it just sounds so cool. Club. This one is very popular, we think. .icxyz. It just has a ring to it. It doesn't mean anything, but you know what? We think it has potential to do millions of domains. All right, Jeff talks about the twerking moment for the new GTLDs. So I figured, why don't we make it happen and launch .twerking? Oh, I don't know what happened there. Here we go. All right, next one, .gdrp. Because, wait a minute, is it GDRP or GDPR, Jeff? I think I screwed that one up. Anyway, .gdpr, because everybody's talking about it, so it must be a popular topic. And therefore, it should be a good GTLD, .gdpr. All right, next one. A lot of you know that ICANN has collected $300 million in auction fees. I can't get the message through to them. I've worn t-shirts and stuff at ICANN events. So I think we got to launch the domain extension .ICANN free the funds. And hopefully they'll finally get the message. The next one is .pandemic, because let me tell you, every 100 years, there's a pandemic. And I think we could sell names every 100 years. The odd, very popular once every 100 years. The next one, I think, would just take off, .org for profit, right? I think we know somebody who might be interested in this one. Maybe a group, maybe some private equity, and maybe some individuals. But I also think when we do launch this one, instead of bringing in Fiddy this time, I think we should bring in Fadi. Next, .suck. It's 20% shorter than .sucks. So therefore, we're thinking of maybe just charging 20% less and only charging $800 per year. Nikolai. Our contract is coming up for renewal at Newstar. I mean, GoDaddy backend, I don't know what the new name is. I think it's GoDaddy backend services or something. So, I need some leverage over Nikolai, who runs it, and I need to blackmail him. So I figure if I register that TLD, I might be able to get a better rate. Then there's Ray King, who did .design. He did very well with .design. So I figure, you know what? Why don't we do .redesign? Makes sense to me. Now this, this one, let me tell you, I can sell a lot of these names after hours at the hotel bar during an ICANN conference. Let me tell you, they'll sell very well. And my favorites, because I used to own Two Cows, and I love the Two Cows team and Elliot, and I've always regretted selling Two Cows. So my new one would be .moo, and I did this myself. And here we go. Over to you, Jeff.
Thank you, Colin. I could listen to you espouse about new TLDs until the cows come home, for sure. So thank you, Colin. Well, let's go to another prepared skit, some more information about Zoom and Zoom etiquette for you. And a 1.
Morning, guys. Thanks for joining me today. Just going over some things from our report last week. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. And in regards to that document, I had it sent to everybody's email. So if you could please open that up before you start today, take a read. Mark, where are we with the e-com section? Yeah, boss. Had those documents finalized around 4 a.m. this morning. Went for a little bit of a cardio run, read my newspaper, came back and I sent those over to Mary. They should be in your email, Mary. Did you get them? Honey, Mommy's on a work call. I need you to be quiet, okay? She needs an hour. Go downstairs, keep the TV low. Okay, play quietly. Or I'm not taking you out for ice cream later. Okay? Sorry about that. Yes, I received the email. Carl, I'm going to send that right over to you, okay? Thanks, Mary. Okay, I'm seeing a little bit of a discrepancy in this document. Cynthia, if I send this over to you, would you have a look, please? Oh, sorry. My cat just spilled all this water all over the place. Just give me a second. Spinsy. It's all wet now. I'm just gonna have to forward this email. I'm gonna send it over to you, Stephen. Thank you, Cynthia. Can you guys hear me okay? Hello? Hello? Let me put my headphones. Hello? Okay, I think we lost Stephen there for a bit, guys. Don't worry, I'll take a look at it. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have to send this over to you, Jeff. Just make sure you sign off on everything, please. Yep, that sounds good. Thank you for sending that, Paul. Okay, sorry guys, I'm just on my cell phone right now. Spilled some water on my laptop last night. Yes, documents look great. I think if everything's all set and signed, we can get that sent over to the client. Hello, am I in? Am I in right now? Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yes, we hear you.
Hello? Hello? Okay. All right. Well, I'm just gonna have to try and reconnect, guys. Sorry.
All right. Okay. That was great. Thank you. Well, what do you guys think? How are you enjoying it so far?
Woo!
All
Yeah,
right.
you can unmute yourself too. It kind of adds to the energy.
Yeah, so we're going to go into our first comedian, our live comedian. And so, as Michele said, I recommend here what you can do is you can pin Jesse Egan, who's going to be our first performer. You can pin Jesse to your screen so you see him, and then you can unmute so you can laugh. Just try to avoid extraneous conversation or conversation, et cetera, et cetera. So
it helps if people are listening through headphones so that the audio doesn't go back into the mic.
Great. Well, here's Jesse, but now let me formally introduce Jesse. Originally, that's right. You can introduce yourself. Originally from Washington, D.C., he was named part of the Best of San Diego at the Comedy Store in La Jolla, California. And in 2014, he won first place in San Diego's Funniest Person contest. Ladies and gentlemen, Jesse Egan.
Thank you. Thank you. I like to watch the silent clapping. Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. I didn't understand any of what I just saw. Don't get it. But I appreciate you guys having me here to join your .club. And I've always wanted to be a member. So I really feel good about this. I don't know if you laughed at that. I can't tell. You're muted, you're quiet, and I'm just going to pretend that you laugh at everything I say the way I pretend in my head that my girlfriend does. So it is wonderful to be here. I love doing stand-up comedy this way because I got into stand-up comedy to sit at a desk and look at my computer. And thank you, COVID. But I see we have a lot of people here. I got 2 screens full of folks, a lot of people with no faces, but some with faces. Some people do have faces, and there's some ladies, maybe. Yeah. Any chubby chasers in this bunch? Because I am easy to catch, gals. Mm-hmm. I've been sitting on my couch for 5 months. Muscles have atrophied. So you can catch me easy. No, like I said, I'm not single. I have a girlfriend and she's not here, so I can say whatever I want for the next 15 minutes. I love her and I hated being single. I'll be honest with you. I didn't take to it. It is very tough being single when you drive a smart car. Really can't holler at the ladies from a smart car. I mean, I've tried, I roll up. I'm like, what up? Just looks like I'm wearing it is what it looks like. Women would be like, is that a metal backpack you got on? It's nice. I'm like, no, it's my car. Don't make me honk the horn and prove it. Pathetic. Makes the same noise as women when they see me in that car. They're like, no, drive along, metal fanny pack. Get a real car. Maybe we'll talk. I was like, I wasn't going to give you a ride anyway, okay? Actually, I can't. Because my right butt cheek already called shotgun tonight, so get to stepping. Move along, sister. Give you a ride? I don't think so. Was that a standing ovation? I'm saying yeah. I think it was. I couldn't hear anything. Killing. I can hear Zoltan laughing, the other comedian.
You're doing great.
I appreciate that. Why don't you guys email me your laughs? I'll read about them later. It's fine. I'm feeling good. Like I say, I'm glad I'm not single. I hated it. I could never figure out what women wanted. I know they don't want a smart car. I think they want a man with a truck, right? And a horse and a dog the size of a horse that drives trucks. I don't know what they want is what I'm saying. I have no idea. I just rescued a kitten. So if anyone's looking for a tough guy, that's your boy. I got 2 thumbs and a cat. I don't know what that means, but I love that cat. I spoil him. At one point he had 3 different litter boxes. Pretty unnecessary because he always craps in the exact same houseplant. So that's convenient. I saw 3 laughs. No, maybe 3 smiles on that one. That's pretty good, I think. Percentage wise, I've never done comedy in a library, but this is good. I'm enjoying the silence. It's like the void of space, and I like that. I like it. Totally quiet. If you could just keep it down. Let's talk about online dating since you guys brought it up. I wonder how people do crowd work like this, Zoltan. You just shout into the emptiness of space and just assume people don't respond, and then look at that guy's shirt. I don't know what you do. Let's talk online dating. You requested it via chat. I don't know if you messaged it. But I hated it. I hated online dating. I think I've started everything with I hate it. That's not a good way to start things. I love my cat. Let's talk about that. No. Here's the weird thing about online dating. Nobody looks like how they really look. I know I didn't. I didn't look like this online dating. I looked like a Brad Pitt, George Clooney hybrid online. I went out with one girl. We met each other. I didn't look like me. She didn't look like her. I said, hey, we catfished each other. Huh? Pretty sweet. So we went out for fondue. Has anybody... I almost heard a laugh there. Has anybody done that for date night? Fondue? Anybody? You, Charles Shepard? How about you, Jeffrey Sass? Michael Fleming? I don't know. I can't see the end of it. Fondue, huh? It is really, really freaking expensive, isn't it? Oh, a couple $100 in. All I got is a watery bowl of cheese. I'm like, hey, can we please get a 3rd shrimp over here? Then they have the nerve to ask you if you want to order dessert. I'm like, yeah, let me go sell my smart car. I'll be right back to sample those strawberries. Insufficient fondue is what I call that meal, Paul Bendel. Lauren T knows what I'm talking about. Oh, no, so I am broke. I do most of my shopping at the 99-cent store. Anybody else? Michael White? No? I buy everything at the 99-cent store. I bought candles there, scented candles. Just made my whole house smell like the 99-cent store. Just moldy and defective. They had other scents too. They had expired and lead and made in China. That one's exotic. I'm gonna go back, collect the whole set. No, please don't stand up and clap now. I'm not done yet. I just like watching Zoltan laughing at me is what he's doing. This is why I got into comedy, you guys. This and one day I really want to do one of those red carpet interviews. You guys see those? Where they have all the celebrities, you know, and they're like, "Who's your designer? Who are you wearing?" You know, I'd be like, I think his name is Ross. I got it at Ross. I like to dress for less. Now I mean, got this shirt back when I was in the Army. Thank you very much. Not a hero. It was the Salvation Army. Went in there earlier, snagged this out of their lost and found section. So. Falling on a budge. But I'll tell you what I really miss. I miss the traveling, even flying. You know, I used to fly to Vegas to perform all the time on Spirit Airlines. Don't miss that as much. Anybody else flown Spirit, the Greyhound bus of the skies? Colin?
Oh, yeah.
Ray, what up?
Worst.
So cheap, right? Oh, there was graffiti on the plane on Spirit. My plane had to stop off to get more gas at Costco. That was pretty cool. The cheap airlines, what I'm saying. They have one employee, I'm pretty sure, I suspect. Last time I had to fly, I used that sky cap. So I was like out at the curb. There was a nice lady named Myrna helped me with my bags, you know. I was like, "Oh, thanks, Myrna." And then I'm late for my flight, so I had to rush to the gate. I like run all the way up there. I'm out of breath. I give the ticket, and it's friggin' Myrna again. I was like, "What? You are fast. Should call this Sprint Airlines." I got on the plane. Myrna's the flight attendant too. She's all, "Sit down, buckle up. I got to go fly this Airbus thingy. There's only one of us." Got in corners, you guys. Joseph knows what's up. The seats don't recline on Spirit. You guys know that? The seats don't recline. I'm not making that up. I was messing with mine. I was like, "What the heck? Excuse me, Myrna? Is my seat broke?" She's like, "Nah, you're broke. You're flying on Spirit." It's the way our seats function on this airline. I was like, "All right, I guess I'll just sit upright for 6 hours." She's like, "That's the Spirit. Enjoy your flight." Damn you, Myrna. Another standing ovation? Please, you guys, stop it. Oh, I can't even take this. It's like a group Zoom with my family. Just absolute love. I feel great about this really so far, but I think we've got more to talk about because I got requests from Susan Lawrence to discuss more dating. No. Oh, wow. There's Susan. Oh,
what did I discuss?
What's that?
What did I discuss?
Nothing. I was just bringing you into it because I've heard nothing from anyone about anything or any laughs or clapping or any response of any kind. So I was just kind of picking you out of the void. No real reason. Just kind of being a jerk. And so I'm sorry. I apologize, Susan. Go right back to sleep or whatever you were doing previously. We'll never know what you're doing, Susan, because your camera is turned off. You and Ross Brackett, which is a name that I appreciate.
Off as I drink my glass of wine because it's 4:30. I'm supposed to be working and my boss is on here.
Oh, thank you.
Here.
Susan, you're starting to make me regret bringing you up.
It's okay.
It's all right. Are you single, Susan? Here's the thing.
Kind of.
I did hate being single, though. You know what? Here's the thing. I did online dating. I even tried it in Vegas. I don't know if anyone's done that. I went on Tinder in Vegas, and it worked. I matched with like 19 hookers. It was crazy. Even had a nice lady message me. She goes, "It'll be $200 for an hour." And I was like, that is a lot longer than I would ever need, really. But thank you. So generous, Vegas. Oh, Can we prorate that though? Like 2-minute increments, because I'm really more of a nickel slots guy. You know what I'm saying, Susan?
Sure.
But yeah, I do miss traveling. I'm sure you guys do too. You know, I miss going to the East Coast all over. I miss New York. My family's from New York. Last time I went there, it's just, I just love New York. It's like the attitude is great. The accent, you know, everybody talks like they're on The Sopranos 24/7, you know? Last time I had to take a cab in New York, I get in the cab driver looks at me in the mirror. He's like, "You'll not for nothing, but it's going to be 45 clams. You get to the JFK airport and don't be a jerk when it comes to my friggin' tip." And this guy was Asian, by the way. Did I mention that?
Forget about it.
Confusing. Thank you, Tommy Ho. I appreciate that. Another name I like. Well, is Shawnee, J Minor, and Paul Apanowitz. I like all your names. I am trying to lose some weight. It's been tough with this pandemic. You know, right before the pandemic started, I joined Weight Watchers. So now I just wait and watch it go up. Really, I'm getting fatter. That's a new one, and I got the most reaction so far, so that's good. Here's why it's hard to lose weight for me personally. I will tell you that my favorite thing in life is ravioli. I think it's better than sex. Honestly, if someone offered me sex or ravioli, I would always take sex, but I'd be thinking about ravioli the whole time. You know what I mean? Be like, oh, after this, some tasty wraps. I am trying to get in shape. Even during this pandemic, I started seeing a personal trainer. So, no, you're right, not to react. It was 2 years ago we started, and it hasn't worked out. You know, she gave me a fitness test, which I failed. I actually got held back. I'm now in remedial fitness. It makes me wear a helmet when I work out, which for my own safety. So I do it. But I'm not flexible. She tells me to stretch. I'm like, you know what? My limbs are the wrong lengths for that. Okay. So I don't think so. She's like, touch your toes. I'm like, why did the Lord curse me with these T-Rex arms? It's ridiculous. Another standing O. That is like the 5th one. It's crazy. But I'm happy to be here. If I wasn't doing this, you guys, I'd just be Netflixing anyway. You know what I mean? And I don't even watch anything. I just browse. Anybody else? I'm like, no time to chill, honey. Netflix and browse. Keep browsing. I hate these shows. No, hate them. If I settle on a show, I'll binge watch every episode just to not go back to browse. I watched like 5 seasons of Sons of Anarchy before I realized, I hate this show. I mostly watch cooking shows, let's be honest. They're like porn for fat people. And I enjoy them. I love cooking shows. I just hate cooking. Isn't that weird? They're always like, the main ingredient is love. And I'm like, well, I hate that. So I don't know how you cook with hatred, but that'd be a bad cooking show, I'm sure. You're like, tonight on Cooking with Hate, we're going to be cooking with the white rice and only the white rice. No brown rice with that Spanish rice. Some people might call me a racist for this next dish. I'm not a racist myself, you guys, so just keep that in mind, .clubbers. I will date women of all races. I dated an Eskimo gal recently, and I was totally Inuit. Who gets that? That's a pun. Joseph Styler.
I got it.
Man. No, toughest thing about meeting Eskimo girls, just trying to break the ice. You know what I'm saying, Joe? Just pick and a hammer. It's the whole problem. But I met a good one. You know, you could call her Husky. She had one brown eye, one a white fang, which was weird. We used to party every night. She liked to go out clubbing. Seals, mostly. Just clubbing those seals. It was wrong. Morally reprehensible. But, you know, it was crazy. So I blame her. Not like bipolar or whatever. Just polar. Just straight. Mush. North or south. I don't know where they come from. I don't really research these jokes. I just make them up. But I will tell you that we almost got married. I thought she was the one, but in the end, she got cold feet and started blubbering. So I think that's enough.
Fun master.
I love you guys.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you. I've been Jesse.
Let's hear it for Jesse Egan. All right, Jesse, that was fantastic. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jesse Egan, folks, live from his living room, which has a beautiful brick backdrop.
Yeah, I keep it.
I love that.
Brick.
I love that.
Great.
And-
Awesome.
Yeah. So speaking of brick backdrops, before we go to our headliner, before we go to Zoltan, we've got one last skit, and many of you can relate to this if you've ever been subject to an aggressive email marketer or just someone on your team who just can't stop sending email after email after email after email after email. So let's take a look.
To put it more simply, are you seriously that stupid? Not sure if my last email was received. Just how long do you think you can ignore me? Would you like me to forward it back to you? We both know that you were sent the original message. Don't make me pull receipts. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know I'm not wrong, and there's no use in trying to challenge my opinion. Friendly reminder. It's nowhere near friendly. This had to be done yesterday. As per our earlier conversation on the matter, did I stutter? Don't make me repeat myself. Per my last email, can't you read? I already told you this. Kind regards. Just trying to sound polite after all the demands I made. According to my records, I am keeping track of all the facts. Don't even try to screw me over. Thanks in advance. This has to be done, and I've decided you'll be the one doing it. In case you missed it, you're not doing what I said you should be doing. Do I really have to repeat myself? Per policy, there's nothing I can do, so leave me alone. Just following up. Clearly you thought I was joking when I asked you the first time. Please, let me know if I misunderstood. Don't even try to prove me wrong. Great! It's far from great, but there's nothing I can do about it. All the best. This conversation is over. Please don't bother me again. Should you require further information, don't ask me about nothing else. To whom it may concern. I'm tired of the runaround. Please advise. What the hell? Stop wasting my time and do your job. Going forward, I can't move on without casually reminding you that you messed up big time. So don't do it again. Let's circle back on this. Let's end the conversation here because I have absolutely no time for this nonsense. Let me know if you have any concerns. You better not have any more questions because I myself don't have answers. In order to set expectations, let me tell you what is not going to happen.
Okay. Email madness. Email madness. Well, now it's time for the big event. Our headliner tonight, Zoltan Kaszas. Zoltan has been seen on Dry Bar Comedy, Laughs on Fox. He's been on Sirius XM Radio. You can read about him in The Atlantic. He has won the Seattle International Comedy Competition and the San Diego Comedy Festival. Zoltan was also named San Diego's funniest person. So we have two of San Diego's funniest people here live on Zoom for you. That has to make you feel special. And we are thrilled to have Zoltan here with us tonight. So here he is, live via Zoom. Here's Zoltan.
Hey, thank you, everybody. Thank you. I feel like Jesse and I are going to get all of those accolades revoked as soon as this show is over. I feel like I'm going to get a call from The Atlantic and they're like, you know what? We're going to take that article down. We don't need that. And we'd like the sash back. I think that's what we want. I got to be honest with you. This is what comedy is during all of this. And I got started in comedy maybe 2006 was the year. And if they would have told me in 2006 that eventually comedy would have been this, I would have gone to college. I'll be straight up with you. I would have been like, you know what? Why don't we go take some courses at the community college and maybe we can do something. Maybe I could work my way up, get like a forklift driver certification, something. Anything than bombing in my own living room, because that's what is going on right now. Welcome to my house. This is my couch. That is a painting of my own face because I am as egotistical as you would assume that I am. And this has been the hardest part of doing Zoom comedy is I've done a lot of horrible shows. I mean, this show's been fun, but I've done, like in stand-up, you do a lot of bad shows. And the good part of it is you get to leave the venue. If you go to a bar and it goes poorly, you just cross that off your list of like, I'm never going back there. But if you bomb in your living room, you still pay rent here. Like I have to still come back here and watch Netflix. This is all the same. So I really appreciate you guys having me a part of this. I'm stoked to be on the .club team. I'll be honest with you. If you go on my website, I'm a .com guy because I'm old school. All right. I still have a Hotmail account. I'm not up on the new stuff, but I'll eventually adopt the .com lifestyle or the .club lifestyle. Is everyone muted? Unmute immediately.
Yes,
We are making this a communal situation.
Hey, just get
Not
it.
with the Hotmail.
Not dot.
What's that?
No Hotmail.
No Hotmail? Well, you know what? I have a Yahoo account right now, so Yahoo and Hotmail. I'll
think,
upgrade to Gmail maybe in about 5 more years. Other than that, this is what I've been doing. This has been the pandemic. I don't know how you guys have been dealing with it. I've just been sad and waiting for Amazon packages to arrive at my door. That's all I've been looking forward to. Anytime the UPS driver shows up, I get, a half a chub. Nothing serious, nothing worth telling HR about, but just enough to get excited that there's a knock at the door. There's 3 things that I bought. I recently got a French press. And the only reason I got a French press is I just needed making coffee to take up more of my day. Does that make sense? Like I used to have a Keurig, which was great for my old life. For my pre-pandemic life, the Keurig is perfect because I was always on the go. I had flights to catch. I had an Uber to jump in. I had things to do. Just press a button, no time for anything. But now I have nothing but time to kill. So I Googled what's the longest way to make coffee. And then they showed this archaic machine called a French press. And I'm like, sold. I bought that. I had to buy a kettle. I don't use a kettle. I live in the States, all right? I don't have a queen. I don't do any of that stuff. But now I boil water, and then I pour dirt in a thing. And then I pour the hot water, and then I wait for 5. It takes about 22 minutes to make coffee now, which is perfect because that only leaves me about 23 and a half hours to cry until the next day when I start the process over again. It's a wonderful situation. So I bought a French press. I also got a projector. That's the other thing I got. I bought myself a projector because what had happened was one night I took an edible and I'm watching Netflix and I was like, but what if I want to watch TV on that wall or that wall? What if I want to watch TV on the ceiling? I need a projector. So I got myself a projector, I got a French press, and a baby pool. Because I live in a studio apartment. That's right, you guys. You are looking at my living room, bedroom, and kitchen off to the corner, all in one. It's very centrally located. It's perfect for the minimalist lifestyle that I lead. But yeah, I got a baby pool. So that messes with my neighbors, I'm sure. I set up the baby pool when it's hot. I get a White Claw, get down into my skibbies, take a soak. And I'm sure that messes with my neighbors. They look out the window and they're like, oh, we didn't think the apocalypse was going to look like this. We thought there would be more hellfire and brimstone. But no, it's just a 33-year-old man sipping a White Claw on a Tuesday. That's what's going on here. That's what's been going on. That's perfect. Jesse, I'm glad you counted standing ovations. I'm going to say I'm at 1 right now. I appreciate it.
A lot of sitting ovations, too.
There's a lot of sitting ovations. There's a lot of staring at people. I'm just judging everyone's headphones. I'll be honest with you. I'm just like, oh, you got the good ones. Oh, someone went cheap on their headphones. That's what I've been watching. I like wearing the giant headphones. There's a dude that has them. When I used to fly, I don't know if you remember air travel. Remember when that was legal? I used to wear the big headphones because I wouldn't want anyone to talk to me. You know the giant ones? The ones where it looks like I should be outside loading the plane? Like those are the ones I like to wear because I don't want anyone to talk to me in any situation ever. Jesse just texted me. I can't wait to hear your stuff. Don't sweat the silence. You're the funniest dude. Thanks for the pep talk, Jesse. I really appreciate that.
I sent that earlier, but yeah.
Well, I just got it now. You sent.
I didn't mean to interrupt you during your set.
Buddy, calling this a set is not an interruption at all. All right, this is exactly what we thought it was going to be.
You know when they say silence is golden?
Silence is golden.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to assume that every time I hit a punchline and I don't hear anything, I'm just going to assume everyone thinks that I said something so profound that they're writing it down so they can tweet it later. That's what I'm going to assume. They're like, whoa, was that a haiku? That was amazing. I got to share this to my 3,000 followers. But yeah, obviously I've hated the pandemic. If anyone likes it, they're lying to you. That's that fake, like, trying to put positivity in the world so it comes back. Stop lying. You know it's bad. I've learned nothing good about myself during these 6, 7 months, 8 years. I don't know how long this has gone on. I learned I was deaf. I had no idea that my hearing was bad until I started wearing a mask. Apparently, I've been reading lips for 33 years, and I didn't notice until we all started wearing masks. And I was yelling at the poor lady at the grocery store who was trying to ask if I wanted to donate to some kids from a country I've never heard of. And I was trying to yell no, but it got lost in translation. So go Uganda. All right, we're helping. But yeah, it's been a lot of that. I don't know what state you're in. I know there's people from all over the place. I live in California where they change the rules every other day. Like our governor is like a single parent. Like one day they're very strict, like, no, we're only doing this. But if you cry enough, they're like, all right, go get a haircut. So that's how, thank you. That lovely couple right there giggled a bit and they just popped up on my screen, counting that as standing ovation number 2.
Nice.
Thank you. Now there's 3 people. This is perfect. Also, big ups to people not using a green screen. And not the ones that are. You're doing great, but, show what your background really is. This guy, what's that in the background? Dude has, like, what are those, the presidents? Do you have a calendar of presidents behind your shoulder? What's this guy's name? Endrit?
Oh, no, it's my graduating class.
Oh, that's your graduating class of Toronto. I'm sorry. I thought you had a giant printout of every U.S. president. That's how patriotic I am. If I see,
I wouldn't keep the current president.
Circle, I thought I saw Obama. I apologize. That is your graduating class back there. Congratulations. Look at you. You went to college and you don't have to do Zoom comedy. You're doing great. But we're all in this room together. But yeah, they've just changed the rules. Like every few weeks they change the rules. Like I remember the first time they allowed a reopening phase, they actually opened up the beaches in San Diego. For a while they closed the beaches. They had like caution tape around the sand, like someone was murdered on the sand. They're like, you're not allowed at the beach. And then after a while, I think it came out that vitamin D is good for you. I don't know, like someone's mom said that. And then they're like, all right, people can go to the beach, but you can't stop. That's what the rule was. You can go to the beach for exercise, but you can't like lay down, you can't sit, you can't stop and ponder into the sunset. You can't do any of that. I didn't know that the first time I went to the beach, so I looked like a moron. I just had a giant towel under my arm. It just looked like I was looking for the perfect spot for 45 minutes. I was just walking slowly with a giant beach blanket going, is this the spot? Nope, maybe it's this one. As I'm sure the virus was behind me, coming at me at the speed of smell. Just enough to keep away. What else happened during the virus? I was an idiot. I'm actually like one of those optimistic people, which is a horrible thing to be during this time. Like the worst thing you can be right now is optimistic. Just if you're crying, don't stop. All right, keep the tears flowing. Even if you think something good's coming, trust me, something bad is right around the corner. Just wait. So keep it flowing. It's better for your ducks. But I honestly thought this was going to bring us together because our nation was divided and then the pandemic hit. And I'm like, oh, this will bring us together. What an idiot I was. Because I remember hearing a famous quote that said, to bring people together, you need a common enemy. And I'm like, perfect, the virus. We can all come together and fight that. And we did. We came together for like 3 days. Remember that? We had like 3 days in March where we were all on the same page going, yeah, we're in this together. Remember that? All the celebrities got their phones out and they're like, we're in this together. And we're like, yeah, you're in a mansion, but okay. Yeah, we're kind of in this together. And then what happened? Then like the 4th day, someone's like, that virus is a Democrat. And it was over. Everyone were right going different directions. And that scares the hell out of me because we made a virus political. And that scares me because that means if the aliens ever do attack, we're not going to come together to fight the aliens. We're just going to go, let's see how they vote in November. And then we'll make a decision. Count that as standing ovation number 2. I did that joke at the park just last week to a rousing applause break. So I'm going to assume that's happening right now in living rooms across the country. But yeah, that's what's been going on with me. I've just been living out the pandemic, buying things on Amazon, and watching a lot of 90 Day Fiancé. If your mics aren't on, I saw someone react to 90 Day Fiancé. I've watched every episode. There's like 800 shows. How many of you guys are watching 90 Day Fiancé? You popped up. What's your name?
Abnus.
Oh, I like that name. It's very pretty. It goes well with Zoltan. We're on the outskirts of names. I dig that. What's the are you big on 90 Day Fiancé?
Yeah, I really like Eriki and Colti and the Brazilian woman who mispronounces everyone's name.
I had never had any interest to go to Brazil until I just wanted to know what they do with my name in Brazil. That's the reason I want to go. They're going to add an E at the end or something. I love 90 Day Fiancé. I live in San Diego, and this is where Big Ed lives.
Oh, okay.
You know Big Ed? He has no neck, and he's just all head. Yeah. My girlfriend and I have been trying to find him so we can hug him at a grocery store or something. Yeah. I feel like this has become a one-on-one conversation, which I actually prefer to what I was doing 5 seconds ago. So I'm going to keep that going. But for the rest of you, if anyone's watching this and you've never watched 90 Day Fiancé, 90 Day Fiancé is where people from third world countries have sex with our ugliest citizens in hopes of getting out of their third world countries. That's what it is. It's essentially a documentary for open borders. That's essentially what we're watching. It's a wonderful program. And my Hungarian mom, Jesse's crying right now. Jesse, can you unmute for 4 seconds?
I just stayed back from the mic. I don't want to interrupt.
You're not interrupting?
I'm not muted.
Oh, all right. Yeah, don't mute. I saw you remove your glasses for tears, and then I see some other screens that look like I just like farted on a snare drum. And it's a real mix of reactions that I'm seeing on the side screens. Good. Let's see. I was scheduled for 15 minutes. We got 1 rousing minute left. Sometimes when you do comedy, they're like, oh, do 15 to 20, whatever you're feeling. And I was like, hard 15? Good. I will do 15 minutes and 0 seconds. That is what is going to be happening because I am sweating in my living room, and that is not what I pay San Diego rents for. I wanted to leave with something good. I want to leave with something positive. I don't know. Everyone else's plans, I'm sure, went to the garbage can for this year. And so did mine. My big goal for 2020 was I wanted to be a dad. That was my big goal for 2020. I wanted to be a dad, but I wanted to do it by myself. I wanted to be a single dad, which isn't allowed. It's I don't know if it's been made aware, but there's a giant discrimination against guys that want to be single dads. Like everyone just looks at you, men, women, children, everybody just goes, nope, you shouldn't do it, which is discrimination because I'd be a good dad, but I can't go adopt. I can't go to like an orphanage or something. Like they don't call it that anymore. What do they call them now? Like the Children's Humane Society. I can't go to one of those and be like, hey, what do you have in the back? Do you have one with a handkerchief already on him? I'll take that one. You can't do that, which is discrimination because I'd be a great dad. But I can't walk into like an orphanage and be like, hey, can I get one of the kids? They just stare at me and go, not only no, but now you're not allowed at parks. How do you feel about that? And that's the only place we can go right now. Excellent. I just ended with another standing ovation.
Yes.
I think I ended with 4 standing ovations. Jesse got 5.
I gave you 6. I gave you a couple. You didn't hear them.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it, Jesse. Thank you, everybody, and you .clubbers for having me. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Zoltan. Let's everyone unmute and let's hear it for Zoltan and Jesse and all of our performers today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
All right. Thank you guys so much. I hope you had fun. You guys, we were all laughing and clapping. If you didn't hear us, you got more than 1 standing ovation. You did great, both of you. So that concludes our actual comedy portion of the show, aside from us talking amongst ourselves. So everyone unmute, switch into gallery view if you want, or whatever view you want. And now it's time to grab that drink. Remember, as Michele said, it is a 2-drink minimum. So I don't know how many you're on, but I think that Jesse and Zoltan are going to chug those 2 drinks right now.